Hi there, how are we doing? What have I got today? Well, I suppose it's lots of things. It's, I suppose, an update on my projects, what I'm currently doing, what I'm trying to do, what I'm failing to get on with. So first up is my microphone to stereo, mono to stereo circuit. I had a little bit of success with that. I'll get an output, I'll get a signal to go into my computer. No trouble is the signal's rather weak and I want to try and boost that and get a better signal from it. So at the moment I'm actually on a big learning curve on understanding how to get the best out of my transistors. I know how they work in principle, basically. I don't have a problem with using transistor. I don't know how to really set it up to really get the best out of it, to get a really good signal, so that when it goes into the computer it's not really weak. I've got a graphics card and a sound card in my computer. Everybody bangs on about graphics card, but no one ever seems to use a sound card. Well, why not? But I don't want to overload that sound card on the input because I don't want to blow it up. So I've got to really learn how to get the best from that little transistor circuit. So I get a really good signal and have the input level quite low, because the higher I put that input level up, the more noise I'm going to introduce into the sound, which I don't really want. I can clean that out, but it's not what I want. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm still working on. Next one is the CD 4017. I've had some success on that, but not really been recording it. So I'll have to do some work on that and actually record getting the circuit to work. And it's such a simple little thing, it should work dead easy, but I think I've made some very basic errors on that one. What else have I got? Oh yes, lighting. Trying to get some better lighting. Want to use this little light bulb. It's just a little basic reflector light bulb. But I need to put it in one of those, it's like a big square thing that has diffused like material on the front, you see, and they're big and they're square and they have these posh lamps that go in the back and they cost a lot of money on a big, so I'm trying to do that on the cheap. So what I've got is a little lamp holder, some brass fittings, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of material, metal, and it's going to be like a square piece that sits there, and then there's going to be another one just behind it. So I've got a square brace or bracket, and then take something like these, yes, they're coat hangers, I know they're coat hangers, but effectively if I join four of them together to make a square and then they come down at the bottom, then where they fix on, I can make basically a cheap sort of light unit that I can then put some material across the front that's like a bit like that tracing paper stuff I've been using, I've used before, that's like a thick tracing paper but help diffuse the light, and it's just like those big square things. I can then sit them on the floor and give more lighting to shine up, diffuse light. That's another project. What else have I got going? I've got this computer here. This is a Dell Inspiron, one of the older ones. It's about 8 years old or so. It works fine, it had been working fine, there wasn't any problem with it. It got a bit slow. It's got DDR3 in there, 4 gigs of DDR3. It's got an E5400. I believe that's a Core 2, is it a dual core processor? So I've got hold of cheaply another processor to put in there, an E8400, which is a, what's it say on the front there? This is a Core 2 Duo processor. Bit more speed, bit more ability. It should go in this motherboard, so I intend to just swap the processor out and have a look to see what happens, see if it can actually run and runs a bit better. Do need to find a hard drive for that though, because I haven't got one. So that's another little project and a little thing to do. Maybe I might do some bench testing on that computer. Never done anything like that, so that'll be something new to them. What else have I got going? Oh yeah, big roll of green stuff behind me. This I intend to do, make a screen for doing green screen behind me, so I can change the background. If I'm not sitting here in front of this workbench, I can sit or do stuff in other places and put that behind me and have an individual background, so I'm not sort of tied here to this specific point. But I need to make stands or get a way of supporting that screen, that material, so I can put it up and get it behind me, but I haven't got brackets or stands or anything, so that's another project to sort out and have that, which would be quite good, because then I could sit on the sofa and do some of my intros, which is much more comfortable. Gotta be sitting on the sofa doing intros, that's gotta be comfortable, marvellous. So yeah, that's to be done. Anything else? Well, a couple of things I can do right now, I suppose. I can have a look to see what's inside these. You probably can't see that, can you? It's like a little flame, pretend flame thing that flickers. Can't imagine there's much in there. And the other thing is this dodgy looking Christmas tree. It is a Christmas tree. It's got flashy lights on it. I can't imagine there's much inside that neither. But I'm going to pull them both apart and have a quick look on the inside. So yeah, let's have a look at these. It's the air freshener. Okay, so what have I got sitting here on the bench? I've got this. I don't know if you can see that. You've got like this nasty, like orange flickery LED. And it's got a slight flicker to it, so is there anything really inside this thing? Maybe a tiny bit of circuitry, be a battery, maybe a tiny bit of circuitry, and that's it. That's what I'm expecting. And then we've got the tree. Well, we'll look at that in a moment. First, the very simple looking flickery light. Let's get a light on this. So, round, very basic assembly. It's all plastic by the looks of it. It is a CR2032 battery, very simple. What's on the inside? It's a little bar there. That's obviously where it contacts the battery on the negative side. Let's see if this just comes out. Yep, there we go. And oh my god, this is such a simple thing. This is more simple than I expected it to be. What I've got is, that's one leg from the LED, which touches the negative of that battery. The other leg touches this bit of metal, and this bit of plastic moves back and forth, so this bit of metal here then touches the side of the battery, which is the positive, so that will turn it on. And that's about as much as you get. So the LED itself is what's got the flicker. However it's been designed so that it will flicker, and that's it. That's as good as it gets. That's even more simple than I thought. They've got an LED that flickers on its own, changes its colour slightly, and a battery put into a plastic casing, and yeah, What more can I say about that? That's the simplest little flickery light I've ever seen. Oh well, what about the Christmas tree? Now this does have some lights on there. It's not brilliant. Let's turn off this light. Yeah, it's not exactly what you'd call even. It's like the LEDs over to one side. It doesn't really flash through the whole thing. I suppose it does if you're sitting at a distance. It might look like that. Oh dear. Some failings with this. The feet, the bottom bit, it's got like these little feet, but the switch to turn it on and off sits out further than the feet, so it's always on the skew. It can't, you know, it can't sit flat because of the switch for it. Ah dear. It looks like, oh my god, it's like they've melted the metal, the plastic, sorry, on the bracket for the battery compartment. I suppose the idea is to stop kids from getting in there. Ah dear. Let's find something. Here we go. Oh, the whole thing's come out. Oh, there we go. Can't even get the battery out because, oh, for goodness sake. How on earth? There we go. Oh look, a couple of what are them ones? These are LR44s, two LR44s, and inside here, well, you look at that again, it's exactly the same thing. There's nothing smart or fancy about this. They literally have got a switch, two batteries, a switch, and an LED, an LED that's obviously specifically designed to change colour and flash away, but beyond that, that's all it does. There's really is nothing else to it. Man, I knew these would be simple, but there's simple and then there's simple. Yeah. Okay. And it just fits into there, which is just a pre-made moulded plastic weird thing that's meant to represent a tree. Okay, let's put the batteries back in, shall we? Yeah. So there is literally no circuitry in there. That's just changing from the LED. Well, I know you can get LEDs that change colour and flicker and whatnot. Mind you, it does work a bit. I've repositioned that LED so it was sort of sat on the side, stuck down, and I've made it point upwards, which does make it look a bit better. It actually seems to give a better light out of it now. Yeah. What more can you say, eh? There you go. So there we go, projects on the go. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, they're coming on a bit slowly, but I work full time. I only have the weekends to really do any of these projects. Limited funds as well, so always trying to do things on the cheap, which does again limit me to what I can really do. But hopefully I'll manage to get some of these done in the new year and manage to get them videoed and put them up for you guys to watch. Yeah, that's about it really. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and all comments are welcome. Please, would like to see some comments about what you're doing, what projects you've got, what you think of my projects, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.